It's Monday morning, which means it's time for all of us to hop in a Best Ball Mania draft on Underdog Fantasy.
Bro, I'm telling you, hop in these drafts when these idiot streamers are trying to draft and talk to the chat at the same time. It's so plus EV, bro.
Oh no, I think I accidentally just took Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. What do we call that? A no-no.
No way, you don't have to set your lineup. That's incredible. And recently eclipsed 23%, and I'd much prefer it to be in the more 21 to 22% range.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to Harbs, who I saw in the Discord thought Best Ball Mondays was yesterday. Harbs, I just always assume you're on some 36-hour bender, multi-tabling poker, multi-tabling best ball accounts, drafts. You live the dream, man. You live the dream. Yes, thank you. I had to finally get a proper intro for Best Ball Breakfast. You know, it wouldn't be a show without a proper intro. How are you guys doing? How are we doing? You guys have a good weekend? Evan, let's go. Trying to get on your energy levels right now. Almost done with my homemade cold brew here. Alex, what is up? What is up? Your first one, Crons. Yeah, you're a West Coaster, right? What are we looking at? 7 a.m.? I guess you are a father now. So being up at 7 a.m. doesn't seem too bad. Also, before we jump into this, this is a good reminder. Today is the last day for the Best Ball Guy promo. I feel like the number of people I've had to tell that this is real reflects really poorly on me. I guess trying to be a marketer and a comedian doesn't work out well when no one can tell if you're serious. But I can confirm this is real. Today's the last day. If you've used promo code Pete, or if you have yet to use promo code Pete, all you need to do is start 5 drafts today. You don't even have to hop in 5 live drafts. That might seem like a lot for a Monday, but you can just hop in 5 slow drafts and you will be eligible for 3 free Best Ball Mania entries. My buddy Nick Rudman over at Underdog, he's going to go do a sweep through those accounts at the end of the day, see how many of you have started or registered for 5 Best Ball Mania drafts, and then he will be crediting your account with 3 free Best Ball Mania drafts. So that's $75 in value, and then this promo will come to its merciful end. Until then, I say we hop in a Best Ball Mania draft. I say we do it. Sup. These are extremely plus EV crons. Although, I don't know. I'm starting to get better. Although I'm mainly doing slow drafts. I am now going to pace it out to make sure that I'm in enough slow drafts to max this out by the time the season starts. So mainly doing slow drafts, which makes you a little more comfortable. I plan to do more live drafts in August, once the fish start coming to swim with us. These are really the only live drafts I've been doing lately. Tom's trying to get involved today for the community. That's great, Tom. Welcome. Yeah, I cannot either condone or necessarily rebuke this kind of behavior. You need to do what you can. If your wife wants to use promo code Pete, who am I to say that that's not allowed? Alex pulls the 102. Very nice. Corey 103. Willis 101. I have the 105. Babs. There we go. Babs is in here. I should also mention, guys, I recognize most of these names. We got Chris. We got Steel Curtain. Crons. Okay, this is another classic friends and family drafts. Get your wide receivers. Hide your wife. Hide your kids. Get your wide receivers. It's Monday morning. The Sharks are out. And these are the kind of drafts where David Montgomery drops 40 spots. David Johnson drops 20 spots. I know because I'm doing a $3 slow draft with some of you guys right now. And I was forced to draft David Montgomery and David Johnson because no one else will take them. You guys have turned me into a high testosterone running back drafter because these guys drop 25 spots past ADP. You guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely crazy. Like I'm sitting here contemplating, I might have to take Tyreek Hill at 105 just because of your running back disdain. I know I don't have to imagine it. You forced me to do it. I had no choice. Chris ended up and yeah, you guys are always trying to game the system, getting in there. But sometimes when you play chicken with that, you get stuck in 2 live drafts at the same time. Good morning, Babs. Good morning to my Canadian Adonis, Babs. Man, this is actually a girl. I probably Saquon. I think Saquon's an issue right now. From everything I'm reading about his rehab, Saquon is an issue. I don't like him here. I think I'm going to go with a build. You're not even allowed to say modified 0 RB anymore. Workhorse RB. I don't even know what is politically correct to Taylor here. I considered Tyreek there as Babs pulls the trigger. You got 101 in both, Willis. I heard it's plus EV to draft with someone from the Deposit Kingdom Discord that has the 101 and 2 drafts at the same time. Good morning. Good morning, DFS Texas. How are you guys doing? Yeah, the 0 RB stuff, like it is truly death taxes in arguing about 0 RB in the offseason. It's like clockwork. Like, I don't even know if I can make any more content about it. I'm just exhausted about it. And what's worse is that the conversation hasn't evolved. You would think that we would be discussing, again, kind of like the theoretical, the structural underpinnings, the concepts around 0 RB. Nope, we are arguing semantics. That's how I feel like the people who don't understand 0 RB are so threatened by it and so incapable of actually engaging with the ideas of 0 RB that they have to resort to arguing about what it's called. Everyone's lost their goddamn minds about this. Imagine a draft strategy making you feel so insecure that you spend all day on Twitter picking holes at its name. God, this is why Sean can't be on Twitter. Because people are idiots. You guys drove Sean off of Twitter away from us. Getting worked up just thinking about it. Let's see here. You guys got to remind me to go to my board here. Chris starting off with his 0 RB build. All right, so people are drafting running backs. Okay, now you guys like running backs? Is that what's going on here? You guys like running backs now, huh? It's true. If you love 0 RB so much, why don't you marry it? If I could marry a draft strategy, I would put a ring on it for sure. All right, I am up in a second. Let's see what Babs does here. Let's see what Babs does here. I'm actually in a tough spot. There's a wide receiver I will take. Okay, yeah, I'm not passing on Nuke here. I will grab DeAndre Hopkins. I haven't had a lot of these mid-draft slots lately. I feel like I'm either 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-11, 1-12. Oh, this is easy. Definitely, actually, you know, you marry anchor RB because that's the stability. It's a strong foundation for your relationship. You fuck 0 RB because it's wild. It's scary. It's intense. You might regret it the next morning. It might be the best night of your life. And then you kill robust RB because it is, even calling it a draft strategy is being generous. It's one of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my life. All right. Was kind of secretly hoping maybe a tight end would fall to me here, but there was no chance of that actually ever happening with this crew. You're gonna tell my wife that I'm having lustful thoughts about a draft strategy, a one-night stand. I'd like to. I should probably consider marrying 0 RB. I should probably consider it. All right, let's see what AOK does here because I'm really, really hoping I get Michael Thomas because I kind of think it's a gross spot if I don't get Michael Thomas. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the reason here is because there's a little. I just wrote the newsletter, the Fantasy Life newsletter, and based on some of the stuff about Amari Cooper right now, still recovering from his ankle injury, I said I don't want to panic, but I'm ready to flip CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper in drafts. I arrived at that conclusion this morning. I am ready to take CeeDee Lamb over Amari Cooper. I think there's enough uncertainty with Amari Cooper's health right now, and I feel really, really good about CeeDee Lamb as a second-year breakout with Dak Prescott. And when I say second-year breakout, I mean he already broke out, but I mean the second-year leap for these historically productive wide receivers that also flash in year one. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I like these one too. I mean, I always do love getting one of Kittle or Waller if it works out, but I didn't want to take one of those guys over Hopkins there. I didn't think that would have been smart. Yeah, I mean, I actually feel bad that this is the case. I mean, if anyone actually needs like good literature on it, I mean, you really should just read the original Zero RB draft and the myth of value-based drafting or article that Sean wrote on RotoViz. That'll give you a good understanding. And then I thought the interview he did with Denny Carter on NBC Sports Edge about 2 weeks ago, maybe, it was one of the more kind of comprehensive updates on kind of how to think about Zero RB. So I think the discourse in general on Twitter is so dumb and so lowest common denominator that I don't fault you guys for not understanding it. But seriously, just hit me up if anyone actually cares and wants to learn about it in a non-cesspool environment. I can hook you up with some good links. I also did a Fantasyland episode years ago with Pat Kerrane. It was a show we did on RotoViz. It was kind of like a NPR meets fantasy football, highly produced show. And we did one all about Zero RB. Like the concepts of it are still the same. Not much has changed other than the discourse devolving into absolute nonsense. I am not watching the Euro Cup. It's hard enough for me to draft and check in on the chat. And you want me now watching? There's a limit to my multitasking, guys. Yeah, I know. I could have done the Tyreek Nuke Thomas strat. Why am I getting a phone call right now? I'm trying to do best ball draft. I can't answer your calls right now. I did accidentally answer it for a second, so they heard me saying I can't answer your calls right now. I'm the same way. I used to be all about Cooper over Lamb, but I'm starting to take Lamb instead. Yeah. It seems like similar upside without the risk. This is kind of a gross spot, I guess. Not really. I'm going to go Lockett. I am going to go Lockett. I kind of like going, I thought about Thielen there, but I have been really enjoying prioritizing one of those elite quarterbacks. So with both Nuke and Lockett, I feel like it gives me outs to Kyler and Herbert, kind of justifying that selection in 5 or 6. Herbert's been falling pretty far. I kind of think, I don't know. I see, like when you look at these ADPs for these quarterbacks, you know, all bunched up here, and I know we're splitting hairs. I mean, we're still only talking about like a 13 pick difference, but I don't think Herbert should be this far away from this other cluster of guys. I think he should be much closer to Dak. I don't know if that's a crazy take or not, but it does feel like that's a nice discount on Herbert there. Yeah, that's a fair point. I like Kupp too. I still like Kupp. Let's go to the board here. Let me see what you guys are up to. Actually, I need to make my pick and then I'll see what you guys are up to. I can show you guys my exposures. I definitely do not have 60% Lockett. I don't think any of my exposures are over even like 25%. I have been, it must just be on a couple of these live streams that I've done it. But yeah, this year I have way less like tunnel vision on specific players. But yeah, maybe I'll do a show, or maybe I'll do a video about my exposures at some point, or we can dive into those. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, oh no, hang on, here we go. Got to imagine regression is coming for Herbert. Yeah, I don't know. I think we also see positive leaps for second year quarterbacks. I mean, if that was his rookie year, let me see. So I think this is kind of a tough spot. I probably am not going to get. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my tight end. And now I have 3 quarterbacks that I could potentially get if they make it back. But I doubt any of them will with you guys. But it felt a little early to be reaching on Herbert at this spot. And I still do love my builds when I can get a tight end that allows me to only take 2. Also kind of a gross spot there as far as almost feeling like you're having to reach for anyone there. I wasn't going to take any of the running backs with this build. And it was either reaching for the elite quarterback or grabbing Mark Andrews. I don't love that spot, but I'm not taking David Montgomery. That was for Corey. Corey loves this David Montgomery 4 QB strat. It's his preferred way to attack drafts. I am planning on max entering. I actually have been meaning to run the math on it to make sure that it actually works out. I think my strategy is going to be enter a new slow draft a day. Again, I need to check the math on that. Thinking a slow draft a day, Best Ball Mania live drafts every Monday for Best Ball Breakfast, and then ramping up some live drafts in August once more of the fish come to join us. I think that's my plan. Oh, I mean, Corey, like literally the premise of the show is me to talk nonstop to myself for 55 minutes. It's quite impossible for me not to keep talking that talk. I could try to stop talking and just see how quickly I would bleed viewers. But Corey, the premise of this show is me talking that talk. There's no other way. There's no other way for me even to do it. I guess we could do charades. I guess we should do Pictionary. Look at you guys. This is why I love this show, because if Chris, I agree. I love Chris's team. If you posted this team on Twitter, everyone would think it was shit. Because people don't understand zero RB. But I agree. I think ETN in the 6th, the Dak Lamb stack, 2 stud wide receivers. I mean, 4. But yeah, Diggs and Adams, I agree. That's why I hate drafting with Chris, because his teams always look good, but it's because he's done a million of these. It is because he has done a million. Yeah, I don't know if Amari's going to fall a ton, but I do prefer Lamb over him now. Let's see this. Okay. We are now heading over here, and I have my choice of 2 quarterbacks. All right. Waiting on Herbert there worked out. That worked out. And I also had the Lockett Russ out as well if I wanted it. Yeah. So structurally, this is my ideal build because it gives me kind of max flexibility with all future decisions. Cause I can go 4 or 5 running back, or I can go 4 running backs if I want with the Jonathan Taylor start. I can go 2 tight ends with Mark Andrews. I can go 2 quarterbacks with Justin Herbert. So I really like being in this spot with what does that come to? The 1-1-3-1 right here. This is definitely where I feel the most comfortable for builds in these Mania drafts. Harbs, I actually was about to say optionality, and I specifically made the mental choice in my head to say flexibility because I didn't want to say that word. Because now I feel like I'm doing a parody of CSU when I say optionality. Are you saying that you guys should have sniped me on Herbert there? I had, yeah, I guess I should have gone. I could have gone Russ. But I had just talked up Herbert, and I also love Mike Williams as a guy I've been drafting late here. Wow, am I going to take Chase Edmonds? Am I going to take Chase Edmonds here? I think I will if Aiyuk doesn't take him. Okay. What was that pick number right there? He just took Landry at pick 76. So we're almost 10 picks later. Already have Nuke. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, Edmonds, sometimes I get like stopped in my tracks because I'm doing these drafts and guys that I'm not used to taking are there. So I will take Chase along with DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing for me with taking the Cora, and I completely agree. I probably should have taken Russ. I was just in my head after talking up how much I like Herbert and how I think he's a value there. But yes, with Lockett, I should have taken Russ. But what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say now. Yeah. I mean, the wide receivers do very much start to thin, and especially in these drafts. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the whole point for the reason I like taking one of those top quarterbacks is so that I can wait, until after round 10 or so to grab my second one. So it's the same thing with, I know we've talked about drafting both Waller and Kittle or whatever, where to me in the onesie position, like especially at quarterback where you can't flex, at least when you're taking Kittle and Waller, you can at least flex one of them. But yeah, I just want to use that to give me that roster optionality. You guys try to bully me into Parham all the time. I like Jerry Jeudy. I like him a lot. I feel like I don't end up with him a ton because I'm generally taking running backs in that range. But yeah, I mean, I think Judy's going to be awesome. I need to listen to, I think Sean has some takes on the RotoViz podcast. They titled it, Courtland Sutton can be a monster this year. So I'm curious to hear Sean's thoughts on the Denver situation. Need to check that out. Let's see. Yeah, I think, like I said, I admit that I should have taken Russ and broke that tie here. But again, same with like, that's insane value for Chris there. Like everything doesn't have to be a stack, and there's still backdoor stacks, even if it's not the premium stack. You can do stuff with that. All right, let's see what we have here. I probably need to take a wide receiver. Okay, I like Pittman. Yeah, let's do Pittman. And continuing to concentrate here, got my Indianapolis and Arizona running back wide receiver combos. Also, two of my favorite playoff schedules, Indianapolis and Arizona. Very, very nice weeks, 15 through 17 schedule. Yeah, the Mike Williams snipe hurts. Is one of you big K2594, or is that a random? It's always hard. I recognize almost all of the names in here, I think, except AOK 25 and that one. Please don't talk about my other stack options, Frank. Trying to blow up my spot here. Let's see. Willis with the always loving the 101 starts there. Let's see now. Yeah, see, Willis is unstacked with his Kyler as well. Willis, what's your thoughts there on that spot? Because Kyler or Willis, you're giving me shit for not going Russ. You could have gone Russ with DK Metcalf, and you took Kyler. So you have to defend yourself, sir. It was the same spot I was in. You're going to still have to probably go wide receiver here again. Could also consider, I don't mind Fant and Higbee here. I might also do that and just be done at tight end. Wide receiver, we're definitely starting to enter a gap. What pick are we at right here? What did Corey just took? Harris at pick 99. Yeah, there's a pretty big drop off. I think I'm going to go tight end here. Yeah, Beasley goes. And now let's see. I believe between Fant and Higbee, I'm digging Higbee here. I'm digging Higbee. Let's do Higbee, and then we can be done at tight end. Big D 6969. Does Underdog not allow certain usernames? I know some sites will, like even DraftKings. Like I can't name when you're naming a DK league event. Like if you have anything that's remotely taboo, their auto filtering or whatever system will catch it. I wonder if what kind of names you can get away with on Underdog. I love Willis admitting that he's tanking his own draft and team needs just to stymie me. You guys are sick. You guys are sick. But I did have to call you out on that, Willis, telling me I had to have taken Russ since I had Lockett. Then you passed on Russ with DK Metcalf. You guys are sick. Yeah, I like Higbee. I like both Higbee and Everett. I think their divorce and subsequent situations are both very nice now. 7 a.m. I was talking, someone else was saying, I think it was Amico or someone, the actual GTO streaming times are 9 a.m. Eastern. There's even there's Devin Nash, who's like this big, streamer GTO analytics guy, has said the best time to stream based on various time zones and, saturation of streams going at the time is the morning. I'm actually late based on GTO streaming times. I like the 10 a.m. though. I did it for the Bankroll Challenge Monday reviews, which I'll be doing again this year. And yeah, nice to fill the off-season void as well with the best ball drafts on Monday mornings. I dig it. I dig it. All right. Let's check out what we're looking. We are done at tight end. A little bit of a dead zone at quarterback here. I don't think I need to go there. Running back, we're probably looking at running back or wide receiver. We are, yeah, I do need to make sure I don't get boxed out on wide receivers too much, because this could get very gross fast. I do have some stuff I like coming up here. I don't love this pocket. Man, people hate Melvin Gordon. This is another one of those spots. What are we looking at? What pick are we at here? Fournette just went pick 115. Yeah, God, I guess I'm going to take the Melvin Gordon value, and I hate myself for it. But this is what you guys forced me into here. Probably grab a wide receiver coming next. We'll go Melvin Gordon, and I'm going to throw up in my mouth as I do it. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I love the indie stacks. I have so many of them. Wentz is so cheap. Paris Campbell is so cheap. Mo Ali Cox is cheap. Yeah, I definitely have my eyes on that. Yeah, I'm with you, Eric. I like Rondell and Elijah, and I don't mind continuing to stay concentrated on the Cardinals. I still need to check out what happened with that stream. I saw you guys talking about it in the Ship Chasing Discord. By the way, if you guys haven't hopped in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, we got all kinds of good stuff. We got the premium channels via the Club VIP, the randomizer over on my other YouTube show, Ship Chasing. We have a channel in there. And then there's the general best ball and fantasy channels in there. Lots of good best ball talk going. The link's down below if you guys want to hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm just at peace with a lot of these decisions where it's like, I want to believe in Javonte Williams. I would rather place my bet on Javonte Williams every single day of the week, but I also am not confident enough to pass up on Melvin Gordon, 2 rounds after ADP or whatever. Especially because we don't know exactly how they're going to use Javonte Williams. I mean, even just thinking in skill set, like the kind of projection errors, like we were all confident Antonio Gibson was going to be the pass catching back last year as a rookie running back. They didn't even use him in that role. Like I think there's a lot of interesting stuff there for how they might use Javonte Williams, and I'm not sure how that split is going to go. Marvin Jones at pick 123. Let's see here. Definitely taking a wide receiver. I was reading it does sound like Crowder is going to be leaving the Jets here. I'm going to reach a little bit by ADP and just lock up Rondell Moore as I continue to concentrate on the Rams team with Nuke and Chase Edmonds. Let's see here. Yeah, playoffs start week 15. Week 15 through 17 are the money weeks for advancing. Wow. Babs, I mean, I don't know if this is the slogan I'm going to go for with how I'm going to try to kind of promote and market the Deposit Kingdom, but everyone gets their own thing out of it. No, Babs is a true pillar of our Deposit Kingdom Discord. You are a captain of the Discord, and I appreciate you. What did you want, Chris? You wanted Rondell? I'm sorry. Why did you want Rondell? You just wanted him? It's fair. I do think Rondell's ADP is going to start to creep up. I think that's going to start to happen. Willis. What did I say? It's plus EV to draft with these guys who are in 2 drafts at the same time. Oh, how the tables have turned. Yeah, it's incredibly catchy slogan. This is a good question, Casey. I have not booked a guest yet. I have a few people I was thinking about reaching out to, but I haven't nailed a guest down yet. But of course, as always, Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern, the randomizer draft. We draft on Underdog. It's a private league. We spin a wheel. We have to make picks based on each prompt on the wheel. I should do this. It is kind of what it's a funny thing because I end up just subconsciously not, inviting people I do regular shows with onto the randomizer, but I should do it more. My thought is I do shows with these guys all the time. It's fun to get to do shows with new people, but a Davis randomizer would be very fun. I want to do a Jack randomizer too. I think both of those would be pretty crazy good times We can make that happen. We still don't know who X is. I don't know the identity of X. All right, I'm going to take Darrell Henderson here. I like the price right here. Darrell Henderson, 17 picks after ADP. I already have Tyler Higbee, continuing to stay concentrated on offenses. And with these four running backs here, I could probably get away with 4 running backs if I really wanted to. But we will see. Definitely going to need to check back in on quarterback in a second. Let's go to the board. Yeah. The amount of, for both Davis and Jack, we would have no problem whatsoever coming up with lots and lots of prompts. Yeah, hop in the, I take almost all of my suggestions. If you guys want to be able to voice your opinion on that, hop in the randomizer Discord. It's, if you're a club VIP and you become the YouTube member, it includes access to the randomizer channel. Or if you just want to get in the randomizer one, there's the join button down below. Always appreciate brainstorming guest ideas, prompt ideas, all of that good stuff. What pick are we on? No, I don't want to enter autopilot mode. Terrace Marshall just went pick 146. God, am I going to be forced to take my guy, Devin Singletary? I also need to be careful with quarterback here. I think I'm just going to take Carson Wentz and not play too risky with that here. Unless Aok wants to snipe me, although that would be a pretty bad pick with already Allen and Tannehill. But I won't put anything past you guys. Yeah, we're going to grab Wentz here. Going to grab Wentz, get him along with Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. And then the other thing I like about the Colts too is I've been drafting a ton of Mo Alley-Cox late, but because I'm all set at tight end, I also don't mind flexing a late Colts pick to Zach Pascal as well, who's free in drafts. And as far as I can tell, is going to be in 3 wide receiver sets for them. But man, I love Mo Alley-Cox. He's another guy I think he's going to jump like 4 rounds in ADP over the course of the next, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, why would I do math, Kronz? Why would I do math? That seems so much harder. I actually, it is a bummer because on the mobile app, they show the actual pick number, which I like. I've been talking with Chris Conley's guy who helps run his Discord and stuff. And we're going to get Conley on for a show soon. Might be returning to the club. I would also love to do a randomizer with him. Ja Rule randomizer. I should get more aggressive with who I asked to be on shows. It's a tough line to walk because as fun as it would be to do like a show with Ja Rule, like if someone doesn't actually like fantasy football or even have kind of a ballpark frame of reference for ADPs, it doesn't really work. So I don't know. I'm always trying to thread the needle with the randomizer guests because there's a few boxes I think that need to be checked for a very entertaining randomizer show. But if anyone could transcend those things, it's probably Ja Rule. Good morning, nerds. What's up, Lou? No, I wasn't saying Pascal over those guys. I would take Hilton or Campbell. I'm saying Pascal is a guy you can put in your back pocket for your Colt stacks with a last round pick in the same way you can with Mo Alley-Cox. But because I already have 2 tight ends, Pascal, I would flex to that. But no, I would take Hilton and Campbell over Pascal. It is going to be tough to follow up Cooter Doodle. That was an incredibly fun show. If you guys didn't get a chance to see that, I highly recommend going and watching that back. I need to get a couple clips out from that show because there were some very fun moments there. Yeah, I mean, I will not be surprised. I think based on what I'm reading about Paris Campbell, and I think we all agree that Paris Campbell has more upside, but he's another guy with kind of recovery issues right now. Okay, why don't we do John Brown here? Doesn't seem too bad. Let's do John Brown. Actually, yeah, let's do that. I heard John Brown is better in best ball, so that seems likely. Yes, I will continue to push and show any comments talking about how great Cooter Doodle is. Petite pods. Everyone out here galaxy branding their 1.5-hour pods. And Cooter Doodle said, you know what? What about a 2-minute pod for all you ADD people out there? And they are very, very fun and entertaining. I do prefer John Brown in best ball, you know. Can't imagine taking him in a managed league. All right. We are probably going to just keep hammering wide receiver for now. I am done at QB. I'm done at tight end. Could maybe go one more running back if there's an egregious faller. But even here, I don't really see much. We're pretty much going to be locked into the wide receiver tab here. How many rounds has Elijah Moore vaulted since the Roto hype tweets? I don't feel like his ADP has honestly jumped a ton. I think it's definitely gone up a little bit, but he was already being aggressively drafted before that. Because I feel like all we've actually gotten is more clarity that this is how the Jamison Crowder situation is going to go down. What are we going to do here? Do we want to keep? I don't want to draft more Cardinals wide receivers. Let's do Hamler. I think the writing was already on the wall and people were drafting Elijah Moore as if Jamison Crowder was going to leave. It sounds like right now the team they want him to take a 50% pay cut on his contract. Jamison Crowder obviously doesn't want to do that. He's been missing OTAs. The team, I believe, will either trade him or they can just cut him and save that money on that they would have to pay him. I believe it was, I forget what his contract was. It was a decent amount of money. I think it was a $10 million contract. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like Crowder is going to be there. So I understand aggressively drafting Elijah Moore. So Mans, 2-minute daily pod. I mean, Mans is now doing cameos, which in a way are kind of like mini pods. All Mans coin owners now get a cameo, an annual cameo. Utility is what he's told me. Who auto drafted McKinnon? Let's see. I missed that. Wow. You guys give me so much shit. And then you guys are out here auto drafting, not completing your stacks in multiple drafts. I'm telling you guys, the tables have turned. I am going to put a few guys in my queue, and I don't care if you snipe me because it would be an egregious reach and it doesn't fit your stacks. So do what you need. What do we have here? 16, 17, 18, 3 more picks. let's see here. We could probably wait on these other guys. Who here do I want? Let's just do Olamide. I do think I'm going to just go. I think I'm just going to roll with these 4 running backs. Think I'm going to roll with the 4 running backs. Or I guess I could take a pass catcher. Maybe I would take a James White, a Tariq Cohen. Maybe I would do that. There you go, Willis. Payback. Tube Socks, are you saying that you prefer Deshaun Jackson in best ball? Is that what you're saying? I think that's a defensible take. I think that's a take I've heard. People preferred Deshaun Jackson in best ball before best ball was even invented. That's how long Deshaun Jackson has been the quintessential best ball pick. Only a couple times, Harbs. Only a couple times. I had been mainly scooping up Raheem Mostert when there was like a 2 to 3 round difference on their ADP earlier. I did read that article this morning about Trey Sermon. I'm now reading like source material articles and stuff because I'm writing the newsletter. And it is like, once you start actually reading the original articles and you see how the blurb sausage gets made, it's just like one beat reporter being like, yeah, he looks good. Like, he's ahead of the curve. And then like next thing you know, Twitter's like, oh, Trey Sermon is going to be the RB1 because he's ahead of the curve. It's like, read these articles. It's just like beat reporters coming up with content to write articles about. That's why I mainly just read into the injury ones, because at least there's some kind of concrete. Who took Josh Palmer? Who took Josh Palmer? Okay, AOK 25. You guys are sick, dude. Is he gonna force me to take like Jalen Guyton? Is that what he's gonna make me do here? I think that's probably what he's forcing me to do. Or I could take what? Do you guys prefer? Do we prefer Tyron Johnson or Jalen Guyton? I'll let the chat decide my final pick. No. Why? Honestly, why? I'm shocked that Pat hasn't gotten a cease and desist. Like, Pat's just posting like full screenshots of these Athletic articles. I actually should get an Athletic sub because I want to support my dudes over at No Dunks for the Athletic. But again, it's hard when everyone just posts the full screenshot. It is truly hard to feel incentivized to get an Athletic sub. I see. This is the thing. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I want to claim to be a grinder, but I am reading the articles that are posted on Twitter. Guys, I'm not taking Parham. I'm not taking a third tight end. Let's see. You guys like Guyton. Okay. I don't hate this line of thinking. I don't hate that. Okay, let's do another poll. Who do you guys like, Justin Jackson or Josh Kelly? Who do you guys like there? Yeah, and Tyron Johnson. No, sorry. I didn't mean Tyron Johnson. We already had that debate. Now we're doing the Chargers running back debate. Justin Jackson, ADP of 215, Joshua Kelly. So both of them are going undrafted. Yeah, Kelly, man, Kelly had so many opportunities last year and just never did anything with them, to the point where they were giving Kalen Ballage meaningful touches. I love Babs taking Jalen Guyton. You're sick. Yeah, look at you guys are just completely no one's in agreement over here. Jackson, Ballage, Kelly. Now someone's tossing in Roundtree. Ballage is on the Steelers now. I kind of, let's go with Justin. God, I hate this. Yeah, let's go with Justin Jackson. I don't mind that thought. It is just, it's a weird backfield situation, but I don't mind taking the pass catcher there to try to get me some marginal stack with Herbert. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know a lot about Roundtree. I would need to look into him more. My birthday is tomorrow, Lou. My birthday is tomorrow. Club Top Shot on my birthday. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to be there. CSU's out. Jack might be going to the Nets game. So I'll just throw myself a birthday party in the club. All right. Should we look at some of these teams here? Let's look at some of these teams. All right. So yeah, I think the big kind of probably my big mistake was going Herbert over Russ Wilson when I already had Lockett. That just gives me a cleaner stack, and then I'm not having to decide between 4 random Chargers players in the last round. That one I would probably like back. Otherwise, happy with this team. Chase Edmonds, normally I'm waiting a little bit more at running back here after starting with the anchor, but Chase falling there seemed like nice value, and I already had DeAndre Hopkins, so I don't mind scooping value and making a concentrated bet on the Cardinals offense. Feel good at wide receiver. I think a 9 wide receiver build with this group here makes a lot of sense and is strong. Tight ends, Mark Andrews, Tyler Higbee, very solid 2 tight end combo there. And yeah, just kind of some gross running back values. Chase, Melvin Gordon, and Henderson all pretty significantly after ADP. Like the construction overall, just wish I could sub out Herbert for Russell Wilson. That was a mistake I'd like back, but don't think it's necessarily a catastrophic mistake as well. And the Chargers have a slightly better playoff schedule than the Seahawks too. So not catastrophic, but I would do that over again if I could. Let's see here. Let's check out the some teams. Who wants to look at wants me to look at their teams. Side note, did you listen to Blender and Beim4 talk about best ball? I haven't listened to that podcast. I have it downloaded. I have been listening to some of Beim4's solo pods on RotoGrinders about best ball, and I read all of his articles. I really like the way that Eric thinks about best ball, and he is clearly making all of his decisions with the intention of winning $1 million. And not all best ball content is being produced with that goal in mind. And I appreciate his aggressiveness and how he's thinking about that. So yes, I definitely recommend checking out all of Beim4's takes on best ball. All right. What do we got? Let's do a few teams here. And then I need to go finish the newsletter. Alex here. Hurts in Carr. Okay. Dalvin Cook, CEH, Ronald Jones, Kenyon Drake. All right. Going with the hyper fragile build there. Waller and Henry, Deontay Johnson, Higgins, Devonta Smith, Hardman, Ruggs, Rager, Marshall, Jacoby, Renfro, Quez. Yeah. So structurally, I like this. Yeah, it's Hurts, Carr. That one is like on the border for me for going just 2 quarterbacks. It's really close. I feel like Hurts is like the very last of those QBs where you could justify going just 2, but then I would prefer to have like a Fields, a Lance, a Tannehill from that more ADP range if I went 2 than Carr, super late. The running backs, I think it's fine. You're going with the patented hyper Rojo strategy. Tight ends, obviously good, and then making up for it with volume at wide receiver. I probably would have just like passed on Quez Watkins and tried to add a 3rd QB with this build, I think is what I would do. But otherwise, you got some nice stacks there with Rager. You went Renfro and Waller. So I get that those stacks make sense. Yeah, I in general just haven't been loving these builds because I mean, after Deontay Johnson and T. Higgins, there's definitely a ton of question marks, I think, about your receivers, but you're making up for it in volume. I think my only quibble would be a 3rd QB instead of a 10th wide receiver. All right, let's check out Cron's 112 here. Cron's drafting early on the West Coast. Lamar Jackson, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Eckler, Chubb, Carter, McKissick. So another hyper fragile build here with 2 early, 1 mid, and 1 late. Concentrating on the Washington football team with McKissick, McLaurin here, Evans, Galladay, Samuel. So you got that double stack. Marquise Brown, Bateman. Okay, another nice double stack there with Lamar, Aguilar, Sammy. Okay, triple stack there. And Nico Collins for Houston late. Gesicki, Ertz, and Ebron. Yeah, definitely a little weak at tight end, but I think you're making up for it with volume there. I don't know what to do with Zach Ertz right now. I haven't been taking him. Maybe that's a mistake. I mean, obviously there's not a ton of risk there, but structurally, I like this build. I like your big bets on Washington football team and Baltimore. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I guess I feel a little less comfortable with tight end constructions like this. Like mid and 2 lates isn't my favorite construction. I think I would want 2 mids if I miss out on an elite one. You know, I want to get a Gesicki and a Gesicki and an Evan Ingram. This feels a little fragile there, but yeah, I like this construction. Give somebody a spicy 10 review here. 110 with extra sauce. All right, yeah, I've been pretty nice. Let me come hard at Steel Curtain. Mahomes and Justin Fields, okay. Mixon, Myles Jackson, James Robinson, Jamal Williams, Gio Bernard, Allen Robinson, Robbie Anderson, Juju Visca, Mooney, Paris Campbell, Sanders, Cornell Powell, Anthony Miller, Kelsey, and Kmet. Okay, so we have the double stack quarterback and their tight ends, Mahomes to Kelsey, Fields to Kmet. Running back looks fine. I think, yeah, if you're going 1 early, 1 mid, then following it up with kind of 3 late, and you add a little diversity there. Yeah, you got the double stack with Allen Robinson and Mooney concentrating around the Jags here. This is the problem, is like you guys don't make a ton of mistakes. So it's hard to give you like a ton of extra sauce. Like even if I want to make fun of the James Robinson pick because I don't love him, I mean, you got him like what, 30 picks after ADP. You did a very good job scooping value. Jamal Williams, I think 20 picks after ADP is nice. Yeah, it's, I don't know. You guys don't give me a lot to work with. You took advantage of the Mahomes and Kelsey early picks, and using that to make sure you only had to get 2, which I thought you did well there. I'm sorry, Steel Curtain. I can't sauce you. I like this team. I legitimately like this team and this construction. Maybe, I mean, you can feel the opportunity cost when you grab Mahomes because there's just a little bit of a hole here in your early wide receiver firepower. Like you are really needing a lot from kind of this Juju, Visca, Mooney, but like that's already evident. Like if you're drafting Fields as your second QB and Kmet as you're making a big bet on the Bears offense. So in the context of this, I don't mind that bet you're making here. Seems like you guys like this team too. Let's see here. Anyone else? Yeah, I'll look at Corey's team. Let's see the ones he timed out on. Okay, Lance, Mayfield, Goff, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Damian Harris, Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon. Corey apparently allergic to drafting running backs who catch passes. I mean, if like Jerick McKinnon doesn't see the field, I think you have like 4 combined total balls caught from this running back core here. Keenan Allen, Kupp, Debo, Fuller, Waddle, Marvin Jones, Tyrell, and Cephas. I would have to go look at the draft board, but did you take Mayfield over Tua when you had the Fuller and Waddle, or was he already gone? It would have been nice to prioritize Tua once you took Fuller and Waddle with those picks. What do you have? You have Trey Lance to Kittle and Debo, which is obviously very nice. Baker to Hooper is nice. And yeah, I think, yeah, what's the Goff stuff? Okay, we have Goff to Tyrell Williams and Quintez Cephas. Okay. I guess I definitely see going 3 quarterbacks in that scenario. I just would have enjoyed to have Tua as one of them. Sniped on Tua, it has. Babs, yeah, I'll critique you. Didn't you randomly take Jalen Guyton from me just because you heard his name? You that impressionable, Babs? You're just taking guys whose name I mentioned? Clearly, he wasn't at the top of your queue. Okay, Joe Burrow, Matt Ryan. That's definitely a 2 QB combo you can get away with. So you have Burrow to Jamar Chase. You have Matt Ryan to Calvin Ridley. So just going with the skinny stacks. You pitched a tent in the running back dead zone. You now live in the running back dead zone. DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Fournette, Singletary, Lindsey. I don't like taking running backs in that range. I feel like Swift and Josh Jacobs are rough picks. At least you got Jacobs 10 picks after ADP. I liked your start though with the 0 RB build, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Jamar Chase. I do think this is starting to get like a little rich on Jamar Chase. I think it's a little rich. I'm personally leaning toward T. Higgins having a better year than Jamar Chase in year 1. And so to me, I think T. Higgins is a little underpriced, and I think Jamar Chase is a little overpriced. I like how you rounded out your wide receivers, though. Chark, Parker, Moore, Tony, Deshaun Jackson, Jalen Guyton. Goddard Jarwin's a little thin for going 2 tight ends, I think. I think that's a little thin. I'm probably going a third. Like when you do the 0 RB build and you're pretty loaded at wide receiver, I think in this context, I would rather have the 3rd tight end than Jalen Guyton there, Babs. I think that's how I would go. Yeah, exactly. You guys just love trolling me. Let's just make picks to have fun. That's what I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to get in my EV. Yeah, I like his wide receivers, but RBs might be a little weak. that's like the Denny Carter review of a 0 RB team. I really like your wide receivers. Your running backs, not so much. I would have done more at the running back position. Have we gone too far on the Jacobs hate? Dude was a 1st-round pick last year and wasn't great, but effective. Him in the 4th, 5th seems like a steal. But I would say his situation has meaningfully changed last year. Like heading into last year, we assumed he would get all the early work, all the goal down work. It was just what his pass catching role would be. They had brought in Theo Riddick. There was still Jalen Richard lurking. He had never really caught passes consistently. So I understood making that bet heading into year 2 that Josh Jacobs would become a workhorse. Like it's the same bet that people are making right now with kind of Joe Mixon or whatever. But now they bring in Kenyon Drake and he's getting squeezed in 2 directions. Like Kenyon Drake isn't just going to sit on the bench. And I guess then it's how are you projecting the roles in that backfield? Because I think Kenyon Drake is going to get some early down work. I think he's going to get goal line carries. I mean, he had, I forget the number, someone had it, but the amount of goal line carries and percentage of goal line rushes he had for the Cardinals last year, it was massive. Like he's going to be part of their offense. And I think it's probably going to be, one of those kind of alternating backfield situations. I always think of how the Falcons used Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman a few years back where they're kind of alternating series. So now you're telling me Josh Jacobs isn't going to catch passes and you're telling me he's going to split early down work and goal line work? I think 4th, 5th round is justified for ADP and still too rich for my blood. But again, he got him at least 10 picks after ADP here. It is starting to climb into that territory of being palatable, especially if you're going a 0 RB route. But I think Josh Jacobs ADP should definitely be in that range. Okay, guys, this was fun. I need to go wrap up the Fantasy Life newsletter for today. We will see you guys back all this week. Typical schedule: Tuesday, Club Top Shot; Wednesday, lulls and ship chasing; Thursday, I'm going to have a special man stream on Thursday afternoon. We're going to be doing a raffle for the figure, the man's action figure, which I did actually get here. So Mans will be excited to show you guys this. We're going to do the raffle for that. And then Friday, we will have Splash Play. I don't know if we're going to have a chess stream on Friday afternoon. We'll figure that out. But final reminder, guys, this is the final day to do the promo code Pete. Do 5 drafts, get 3 free. And if it's your first time signing up, you get the $25 as well. So if it's your first time, you literally can get $100 in bonus credits for $125 in entries. $25 for signing up using promo code Pete, and then another 3 free drafts if you start 5 drafts today. So that's the deal. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Thanks for being such efficient drafters. That makes my life a living hell. We'll see you guys later.